My name is Elif. I am 30 years old now, and for the first time, I am revealing a truth I have kept inside for years. Telling this story is not easy for me, but I know I am not alone. And for every girl who has remained silent like me, it is time to speak up. I grew up in a small conservative town. The rule was clear. A girl must be modest, quiet, not laugh too much, not talk too much. These rules were instilled in me from a young age, and even in the darkest years of my life, they kept me silent. My uncle's eldest son, my nephew, was 10 years older than me. I always saw him as a big brother, but he never treated me like a sister. It all started when I was 7. At first it was small touches, whispered words. This is our little secret. I didn't understand. I was just afraid. I knew if I told my mother she would scold me. If I told my father he would beat me. Because in our town no matter what a man did he was right, and a girl was always at fault. For years I stayed silent. Every night I lay in bed with fear, and every morning I woke up blaming myself. Maybe I did something wrong, I thought. But a child does not know right from wrong. A child's job is not to protect themselves but to be protected. By the time I turned 16, I realized there was no escape. But one day my teacher said in class, "Don't stay silent if someone is hurting you." For the first time I felt like someone understood me. But still I couldn't speak. That silence lasted until I was 20. Then I got the chance to go to university. I moved away from town, but my fears followed me. When I finally stood on my own 2 feet, I began to accept reality. Suppressing and trying to forget didn't work. At 25 I went to therapy, and for the first time someone listened to me without judgment. "It wasn't your fault," they said. At that moment the first piece of the burden I had carried for years fell away. But it wasn't enough. That man was still walking around freely, perhaps ruining the lives of other innocent children. So I didn't stay silent. I filed a lawsuit. My family opposed it. "We'll be disgraced," they said. But this time their voices were not stronger than mine. I spoke up. Justice was served. That man received his punishment. I am telling my story today because I know there are still many who are afraid, silenced, and made to believe things like this don't happen in our family. I suffered more because I stayed silent. But you don't have to. I know it's hard. I know it's terrifying. But when you speak up, the darkness shrinks. You are not alone. We are here. And we don't have to be silent anymore.